Welcome to GH Soap Opera Today, your place for the latest drama, updates, and spoilers from General Hospital. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the action. Lucas wishes to inform Sidwell that Cullum murdered Marco, while the villainous duo plots to silence Jack permanently. Today on General Hospital, Isaiah informs Portia that Curtis is attempting to railroad him, Jordan confronts her scars, Willow seeks assistance from Sidwell, and Michael obtains incriminating information against Willow, but it is insufficient. When Isaiah comes to the cottage, Portia excitedly tells him about Trina's visit. She notices that something is upsetting him, so he tells her about his conversation with Turner and how she believes he was the other driver in Curtis and Jordan's accident. Curtis is convinced that it was him, and he informs her about the scrape on his car, which looks nasty. He was also on his way to see a patient that night, which landed him on Route 91. Portia admits that it looks horrible. Isaiah hopes she feels he is innocent, which she does. But she understands why Curtis thinks otherwise. She believed Curtis was beginning to embrace his role in her life, and that the baby was bringing everyone together. Isaiah just hopes Curtis' doubts do not destroy the progress she has made with Trina. Curtis, Jordan, and the broken record. Curtis returns home to Jordan and informs Turner that there is no warrant and that Isaiah refuses to provide a paint sample. He is more sure than ever that Isaiah is guilty since he refuses to cooperate, and Jordan concurs that Isaiah is behaving like a man with something to hide. Curtis intends to take responsibility for driving away and delaying her arrival at the hospital. Curtis shifts the subject and believes Jordan is hiding at home, which he blames on Isaiah, and remarks that she does not need to be wearing that bandage. He assures her that when he looks at her, all he sees is the lady he loves. Elaine's evidence isn't enough for Michael. Jacinda to Aurora to see Michael, but their romance is cut short when P.I. Elaine Stevens arrives, sadly without Mavis. She gives him the images she shot of Chase and Willow in the park, but it's insufficient. He requires a compromising photograph of them. Elaine doesn't believe it will be difficult. If they aren't sleeping together already, they are well on their way. Elaine departs, and Jacinda and Michael debate his plan to demolish Willow. Michael believes Willow will make a mistake eventually, and everyone will discover what she is truly capable of. Jack remains unconscious. Willow comes at GH while Nina maintains vigil outside Jack's room. She warns her mother that if she is not careful, she would incriminate them both by raising suspicions. Nina wants to know what Jack remembers when he wakes up. Willow replies she will take care of it. If they're lucky, he won't remember anything, but she won't leave her family's future to chance. In Jack's room, Britt informs the comatose WSB agent that he is no longer useful to her and that she must deal with Sidwell and Cullum on her own. Rocco is her top priority, and she pledges to protect him no matter what. Sidwell and Lucas remember Marco. At Windermere, Lucas discovers Sidwell looking through old images of Marco. Sidwell thanks Lucas for allowing him this more time with Marco, as he was hesitant to relocate to Port Charles. Learning that Lucas lived here compelled him to call this location home. Lucas is relieved to hear this, but regrets that Marco would still be alive if he had remained in Miami. Sidwell admits he is plagued by the PCPD's belief that Marco knew his assailant and allowed them to get near enough to knife him. Lucas expresses concern to Sidwell about Marco's faith in someone who could cause such harm. Willow is getting too full of herself. Lucas needs to get to work, and Willow appears. She informs Lucas that she has come to discuss the difficulties with Sidwell's helipad that her constituents are upset about. Lucas flees, and once alone, she tells Sidwell what happened with Brennan, but she does not appear to incriminate Nina. Sidwell is upset, and Willow maintains it was an accident because Brennan arrived as she was ready to give Drew another dose. Willow informs Sidwell that they must deal with this, and that the first step is to stop Drew's drugging. Sidwell cannot understand how waking Drew up will help them. Willow adds that Drew and Jack both having strokes in her home will appear odd, so if Drew recovers, it will draw attention. Sidwell claims Drew is doomed as soon as she speaks. Willow warns him that Drew is aware of his involvement, so he must come up with a solution. Sidwell warns Willow that he, not she, gives the orders. Furthermore, if they are discovered, She has the most to lose. Cullum has questions. Back at GH, Britt observes as Cullum approaches Nina, introduces himself, and inquires about Jack's medical issue. Why was he even visiting Congresswoman Kane's home? She says she had no idea. He just appeared, looking for her kid, and then fell. Nina notices Lucas and proposes he chat with him because he took care of Brennan in the ER. Cullum confronts Lucas about his fellow agent, and the doctor reports that Jack is stable, so Cullum proposes they go check on him. Britt interrupts, telling Lucas that there is an emergency with one of his patients and that he must accompany her. Since they approach the corner, Britt admits she lied about his patient to spare him, since he appeared to be going to kill Cullum. She warns him to pull it together around him or he'll become suspicious. Lucas believes Britt's original approach was good, and they should tell Jens the truth and let him take care of Cullum. Meanwhile, Ross goes to meet Jack and says, "Just when I thought I'd have to murder you, you've been neutralized without me lifting a finger. This stroke might have saved your life." The adorable Phoebe. Christina meets Ethan at the Metro Court Gardens, where he explains that he needs Christina's assistance. He looks over to see Chase and Brooke Lynn with Phoebe. Alexis arrives to see them and discuss adoption. Ethan tells Christina about his misstep with Rick and is confident that, if he wasn't already, he will now be after him. Christina believes her father will listen to her, so she will advocate for him. Meanwhile, Alexis discusses adopting Phoebe with Chase and Brooke Lynn, as well as the challenges they would face. Alexis adds they need to make sure Phoebe doesn't have any family, and she knows a private investigator they could employ. Chase recognizes that losing Phoebe would be difficult, but she believes she belongs with her family. Christina and Ethan observe Alexis, Brooke Lynn, and Chase, and Christina suggests they go say hello. They do, and Christina is charmed with the infant. Brooke Lynn asks if she would like to hold her. Alexis appears apprehensive, but Christina holds the baby and is fine. She is pleased to learn that they hope to adopt Phoebe. Ethan and Christina soon return to their table, and he notices that it appeared difficult for her to handle Phoebe. She opens her about her daughter's death. Meanwhile, Alexis urges the couple to divulge any problematic aspects of their lives before the caseworker assigned to them learns it, and if there is nothing they don't want exposed, to cancel the adoption. In the show's final moments, Jordan admits she can't bear to look at her face and realizes she's being a coward. She needs to confront reality. She walks to the mirror and removes her bandage. She tells Curtis that she wants the other driver to suffer consequences for what he did to her. Isaiah tells Portia that he can't prove he wasn't the other driver, so Portia suggests they pray the Peace PD finds the other driver. Chase informs Alexis that he and Brooke Lynn have nothing to conceal, and Brooke Lynn seems visibly uneasy. Christina apologizes to Ethan for her emotional reaction, but he acknowledges that losing a child is a difficult experience. Christina asks if he wants to hold Phoebe. Ethan replies no because babies make him anxious, but she is quite cute. He asks if she believes the baby will be happy with them. Lucas tells Britt that he nearly lost it with Sidwell today, telling him that Marco died as a result of him and Cullum. He believes they should let Sidwell and Cullum destroy each other, but he recognizes Britt still requires Cullum for her medications. Britt thinks he's correct, and they can't keep living like this. Lucas believes that once Sidwell learns, there is no turning back because everything will explode. Sidwell notifies Cullum of what truly happened to Jack, and they are now dealing with a mess. When Jack comes out of this, things will become complicated. Cullum says they can't let Jack out of his condition. Nina goes to visit Jack, crying that she didn't mean for this to happen and pleading with him to wake up. Finally, Michael and Jacinda kiss in his office when Willow storms in, requesting a moment with him. Behind him on the desk are photos of Willow and Chase lying in the open. On the next episode of General Hospital, Carly asks Nina, saying, "There must be a common cause, don't you think?" Trina tells Brooke Lynn that she accepts her offer. Dante informs his son that Britt has something going on with Cullum and is concealing something. Britt informs Lucas that it may be best for everyone if she departed. Justine tells Sunny, "I didn't do it for Rick, I did it for you." General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, May 14th. Britt wants to disappear, Carly confronts Nina, and Dante grills Rocco. General Hospital spoilers for Thursday, May 14th, state that Britt Westbourne will explore a risky action as Carly Spencer backs Nina Reeves into a corner. Dante Falconeri will also push Rocco Falconeri for the truth, so let's talk about what's coming ahead. First, Carly will drive Nina into a conversation she does not want to have. Nina will squirm when Carly mentions Jack Brennan's stroke, which occurred just a few months after Drew Kane's stroke in the same house. There must be a common reason, don't you think? Carly says, giving Nina a skeptical look in Thursday's GH preview video. Of course, Nina is unaware of Carly's alliance with Valentine Cassadine, or that he told her about Nina jabbing Brennan with Drew's meds. Nina will play ignorant, but Carly will think that there is more to the story and may make it her mission to find out what it is. Over with Trina Robinson, she will inform Brooklyn Quartermaine that she wishes to do something on one condition. This could be about Brooklyn's showcase and Trina's wish to have Giovanni Gio Palmieri join her. Tracy Quartermaine will blow her top on Thursday's episode, but there may not be any Brooklyn drama this time. Laura Collins may be surrendering to all of Jen Sidwell's helicopter demands, as she will have to explain herself. Dante will have an unpleasant discussion with Rocco. It appears that Dante will admit that he is aware of Rocco's shooting of Ross Cullum and wishes his son had been honest with him. However, Dante is aware that Nathan West alias Cassius Faison and Lulu Spencer were urging Rocco to keep the news quiet, so he may not take Rocco's silence against him. Instead, Dante will put Rocco on the position by asking questions about Britt and whatever she is hiding regarding Cullum. Rocco may tell Dante that Cullum is the culprit here and that Britt is simply in over her head. Meanwhile, Britt plans to have cocktails with Lucas Jones in the room above Bobby's. That will drive Britt to admit that she believes it would be best for everyone if she disappeared. Lucas might acknowledge he misses Britt if she does that and encourage her to stay. Britt is Lucas' closest ally right now against Cullum and Sidwell, thus he still needs her assistance. Plus, Britt would have to give up her chance for more medication and accept her Huntington's disease, which Lucas will not want. Michael Corinthos may think quickly and try to conceal the adjacent images that Elaine the PI supplied, now that Willow Kane has arrived to speak with him. At the Metro Court Gardens, Sonny Corinthos will praise ADA Justine Turner for her recent assistance and concede she was correct. Justine pointed out that people lie for a variety of reasons, encouraging Sonny to investigate why Rick Lansing was fooling him. Since it was all a big misunderstanding, Sonny will admit it and perhaps applaud Justine for not immediately assuming the worst. Justine will talk about something she did for Sonny rather than Rick, and she may admit she was worried about him losing his new link with his brother. This was less about Justine's desire to protect Rick and more about her attempt to keep Sonny happy. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Sonny and Justine will have some close moments, so stay tuned. General Hospital spoilers: Willow and Sidwell clean up the mess. Will Nina fall for Jack's attack? General Hospital spoilers and updates reveal that Willow Kane and Jen Sidwell will clean up the debris, while Willow will demonstrate her betrayal to her mother. As if having Drew Kane drugged and locked in wasn't horrible enough, she'll blame Nina Reeves for the big Jack attack. Nina meant to jab Valentine, but instead jabbed Jack. Nina never got around to giving Drew his weekly shot, so he regained some of his functions which Willow cut off just in time before he could phone for assistance. She most likely offered him an off-screen shot after removing the phone from his hand while he was dialing. Instead, Jack Brennan received Drew's shot, while Nina intended to stab Valentine Cassadine. The two men were fighting over Valentine's gun, which Brennan had managed to knock out of his grasp, and it escalated into hand-to-hand combat. The two turned around, and Nina stabbed the wrong man. We've got a mess on our hands. This week on the ABC soap, Willow meets with Sidwell, who says, "We've got a mess on our hands." Brennan's predicament in General Hospital, where he would be in the intensive care unit, would be simple to solve if Willow was still a nurse there. She'd simply continue giving him injections, like she does Drew, instead of whatever drugs were given, if any. There are no needle pricks because the injections are administered through intravenous line ports. But because she isn't, she and Sidwell must devise a new strategy to keep Brennan silent indefinitely while ensuring that no one is discovered. Nina has becoming inconvenient. She keeps making messes. Nina has become inconvenient. She continues making messes, and she has developed a too strong conscience. She has become a major liability to Sidwell. And Willow thinks that given Nina's weird past, she'd be an easy patsy for their goals, but they had to decide what to do with her and Brennan in a week's time. Sidwell devises a plan. She will give Willow something that will kill the WSB agent and put it into his fore, but there is an added step. Willow has Nina send a special get-well gift about the moment he begins to recover from his paralysis. But then Willow slips in and injects the poison, leaving the proof someplace in the room to be found. It's hard, but it could work. Is General Hospital's Nancy Lee Grahn alienating viewers? Sure, she has the freedom to say anything she wants, but is it possible that she sometimes goes a bit too far? Many soap opera viewers can't help but wonder about Nancy Lee Grahn, who stars in General Hospital. Is General Hospital's Nancy Lee Grahn alienating viewers? The actress, well known for her role as Alexis Davis on the popular ABC serial, appears to be alienating viewers due to some of the provocative statements she has made online. Not only that, but Nancy has made it plain that if you disagree with her point of view, she will immediately shut you out. She has done it before and will do it again. Nancy recently stated that California Governor Gavin Newsom is currently the finest presidential contender in the country. While not everyone may agree with her, when Nancy believes in something, she will try everything she can to persuade everyone that she is correct. Back in March, the actress also said that she was physically sick because she dislikes Markwayne Mullin, the most recent cabinet member chosen by President Donald Trump. Nancy did not hold back when she wrote, "This makes me physically nauseous. This kind of machismo must end. Mullin needs to be locked up. I hope his children receive the therapy and healing they require to overcome their father's twisted abuse." Yikes. However, Nancy Lee Grahn's online comments have already made headlines. In fact, some of her opponents believe that her rage issues are out of control. Is Nancy Lee Grahn going too far? Now, whether Nancy will ever moderate her attitude on politics remains to be seen, but it does not appear that she will do so anytime soon. So yet, Nancy Lee Grahn has not commented on the criticism she has received. Jonathan Bennett gives a sneak peek at new General Hospital character plus debut date. General Hospital teasers suggest that Jonathan Bennett, a Mean Girls and Hallmark Channel star, is about to invade the realm of Port Charles. The actor recently spoke with TV Guide, giving fans a taste of his new character and his debut date. Airdate debut confirmed. According to General Hospital spoilers, Bennett's new character's name is Joe Fitzpatrick, and he will first appear in storylines on Monday, May 18th. During her TV Guide interview, Bennett stated, "Returning to daytime television was not on my bingo card for 2026. Furthermore, Bennett said, "I feel like I hit the jackpot when this opportunity came because the character is something that I really wanted to play. The Peace PD is growing." Joe Fitzpatrick appears to be entering the canvas as a new police officer with the Peace PD. The department could use a boost now that Harrison Chase is no longer a detective and Nathan West is actually Cassius Faison, the dead man's villainous twin brother. The police department is still investigating who shot Drew Kane, despite the fact that fans are aware of the Willow Kane car collision case. Bennett said of his arrival in Port Charles, "I'm feeling excited, and I'm also laughing because I can't wait for the world to see what Joe Fitzpatrick is really all about." During the Monday, May 11th program, viewers witnessed someone capture a photo of Chase when he was out for his nightly run. Thanks for watching GH Soap Opera today. For more General Hospital updates and spoilers, like, comment, subscribe, and press the bell icon. See you next time.